As the University of Michigan finished up its 2-day hearing for infractions that the NCAA believes it's committed, we got a plot twist with Conor Stalions making an appearance. What, if anything, can we draw from this, and when can we expect something like relief to happen in what has been an ongoing, years-long sign-stealing scandal? What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year-round. If you're into that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. What do you think the punishment, if any, will be for the University of Michigan and breaking NCAA bylaw 11.6.1, which is off-campus, in-person scouting of future opponents, is illegal? Right? Hence the sign stealing part of this. I get it. Michigan fans hate that I keep saying sign stealing, but that's what you did. You went into other people's stadiums, you put video on them, and then you broke down the signs to steal them. That's what that was. That we have an NCAA bylaw that doesn't say sign stealing but gets to that effect is what it is, right? Cry about it is really what I got to say about that. Also, what I got to say is, hey, if you are a fan of the show, go ahead, go to Spotify, go to Apple Podcast, and review the show. Give it a 5-star rating, and fill out the form in the description below. I will send you a sticker personally as a note of thanks, as we are fast growing our audio feeds for folks that would like to consume the show in a longer kind of format, between 30 minutes and an hour, mostly segments that we do here on the show. But if that's one way in which you do listen to the show, I use YouTube Premium, so I listen to a lot of stuff on background, but I realize that that's not how a lot of people consume YouTube, and a lot of people like to consume Spotify and Apple podcasts to get through their commute. Plus, right now, there aren't any ads in there, guys. I'm just not always going to say that's going to be true, but for now, it might be the only ad-free sports show on Apple or Spotify with any sort of following, I should add. We could sell ads. We just don't. Maybe someday soon, but not right now. I genuinely think that Michigan is going to have something handed to them in a way of punishment for breaking NCAA bylaw 11.6.1, off-campus, in-person scouting of future opponents is illegal, okay? But what the extent of that is going to be, we don't know. Like, Ward Manuel's already said he doesn't think a postseason bowl ban is going to be part of it. However, Ohio State fans would like to say, no. We got a postseason ban for less. The dude sold some gold pants for some tattoos, and y'all had a conniption about it. So much so that when 2012 comes around, they run the table at Ohio State, and they don't get to play for a national championship. That should have been one of 2 national championships that Urban Meyer has. And I'm really excited about the idea of us conversating about this with that in retrospect, right? The thing that was illegal then is no longer illegal now, but you can't go back and award a national championship at Ohio State for running the table undefeated. My goodness, dude. I'd be so pissed if I'm an Ohio State fan and I find out that they don't get a postseason ban. Because what they're probably going to do is, give a show cause to Jim Harbaugh, who's coaching the NFL, so that really doesn't have any effect. They could do something to Sharon Moore, but to what extent and for how much as a repeated offender, that is interesting. Remember, he had to sit out games because of recruiting violations, and this makes him a repeat offender if they find him liable in some way. But with Conor Stalions showing up at the end of the 2-day hearing, there's a couple things you can draw from that. A, nobody was allowed inside the hearing. It's closed to the public. It's closed to media, okay? We only know this because Pat Forty was able to get a photo of Conor Stalions in a suit getting ready to go in. So there's a couple of motives here, right? One is, if Conor Stalions wants to get back into coaching college football, perhaps the best way to do that is to somehow defend Michigan and what they did. Or perhaps he is cooperating in a way that we had not thought he was. Now, up until Saturday, really, we thought that Conor Stalions had been stonewalling the NCAA on its investigation. He doesn't have to talk to him, so he doesn't talk to him. This is also one of those things that Brian Seeley, the new CEO of the college sports that we're going to all oversee, is going to really step in on. It's one of these things where we've always kind of cited the NCAA as having no teeth because they don't have any subpoena power. They can't make you testify, they can't make you talk, and they can't really do much outside of give you a punishment like show cause, like a postseason ban of some sort. But I would be curious to find out if there's some sort of retroactive argument for what a CEO of college sports could do. Probably nothing, because you don't want to set that precedent, but I think it's worth considering. If you have something like this happen again in the future, we know where the buck is going to stop, right? We also know that you're probably going to get relief a whole lot quicker. Like, even as the hearing is ended, it might be the fall before we find out just what the NCAA has decided to do and whether or not Michigan is continuing to fight it. If I'm Michigan, I continue to lawyer up. I got the money to do it. I can drag this out. I can make this ridiculous. I can make this as long and as intense as I want to. And when you look at what the Committee on Infractions is supposed to do and what their docket looks like, you really think that they want to get this thing off their plate, but it's not in Michigan's interest to do that. To say nothing of, nothing's going to happen until the 2023 national championship. Like, I put that one to bed months ago. But for the folks that want something to happen between 2021, 2022, 2023, I just don't see it here, right? Because as much as we know, right, they had other people's signs from breaking NCAA bylaw 11.6.1, which states off-campus in-person scouting of future opponents is illegal. They probably had things in Conor Stalions' big old binder that helped them the rest of the way to win that national championship. I also find it wild that Jim Harbaugh coached all of 9 games on the field and still managed to run the table and win the national championship. Only in college football could we do such a thing. Now we have helmet-to-headset technology all over the sport. Anybody that can afford it uses it. We don't have to rely on breaking down signs anymore, even in real time. Like, Brent Venables used to be really great at this at Clemson. He could look across the sideline and figure out your signals and then know what you were going to do. That is the same as watching a pitcher for a tell. Like, I went to the Drillers game last night, and I got to see Eric Keros' kid. Jared Keros has got a 95-mile-an-hour cutter that just moves. Anyway, I'm looking at it, and I'm going to catch him going, you're tipping that cutter, dog. You're tipping that cutter. And about the 7th inning, my man, Jesus Valdez, turned on that mug and sent that mug over a nuke over the quick trip sign, which in scribbling is what we call a double entendre. Just nuked it. And I was going, yep, it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. We're going to have to fix that wind-up, dog. We're going to have to fix it just a little bit, because I'm picking it up from row T, seat 12, section 107. Damn sure bet somebody from that dugout picked it up too. It's just about whether or not you can turn on it. Some of us ain't got the hands. We just ain't got the hands to turn on it. Like, I don't have the hands to turn on a 95-mile-an-hour cutter. I ain't got it. But Jesus Valdez did, and he cranked it, and he knew it was gone. We all knew it was gone. You ever hear the sound of a crack of off the rip that ball's gone? That ball didn't even go like this. That ball went straight at just nuke. Anyway, point is, if you know what's coming, it doesn't matter how good you are executing it. We're going to stop it. So when you see Michigan having their hands up in the air and stuff, talking about pass, yeah, all right, that's going to make it a little bit simpler to do. I think that we're going to get something like missed games for Sharon Moore, but I don't think it's going to go beyond that. I think Conor Stalions showing up, kind of a curveball, kind of a plot twist, but is it going to affect the overall punishment? No. If anything, I just want to see how far they get in as far as being able to put this down. Because once again, Ohio State, they got a postseason ban for less. It only seems fair that you would give Michigan a postseason ban 2025 for this.